Hello guys, this is AaronRyouma. From today, I will make this channel about how to make up a story. I will summarize common story patterns of the classic movies and give you some examples that you can refer to when you are writing a script. And of course, cinephiles can check if it's the same what you think. So in the first video, we talk about how to sustain two main characters fascinating in your story and make them have chemistry to escalate the tension. If two people stay in a limited room for a while, they must have conflicts. During the duration, their thought can be exposed. So do the characters in the story. As the two main characters show the equal proportion of plot points in the narrative, they must have a special love-hate relationship, which means them can't live without another one through the journey. Your protagonist's journey are bound to be more limited than the solos, maybe not so colorful, but the journey must be traveled further into their man. These two heroes can have respective desires that they struggle to fulfill. They cooperate, compete, even fight each other, eventually see and realize themselves from the opponent. If you want to dig the deep down inside your character, the depths you are unaware of before, you should try the dual heroes mode. I should make clear, dual protagonist is not a protagonist with a strong side character. Such as blue is the warmest color. The story is all about the two characters, but the main narrative comes from the view of Adair. Through her eyes, audience make acquaintance with Emma, experience the status gap love between them, and feel the loneliness of her, as well as Butch, Cassidy, and the Sundance Kid. It seems like two heroes. Actually, it's one hero divided into two. One is resourceful, the other is sharpshooter, and they work as a team without serious conflict. So the hero is still Butch, cause he have much more actions. He partners Sundance robbed the train and bank, he planned the escape route, he proposed leaving the States to Bolivia. He drove the story. Sundance is just a strong side character. And I don't take Thelma and Louise as the dual protagonist story. The heroine is Thelma. Louise is just a mentor role who calls Thelma to join in the adventure and get her grow up. Thelma has a clear character arc in the movie. She transformed from an innocent housewife to an independent, freedom-seeking woman. Louise was hurt before. He had known the danger of the world. In that case, Thelma can be the one who was abused by the jerk, cheated by the playboy. Every her action motivates the story. The job of Louise is just adding fuel to the inciting incident. So dual protagonist script should make the two heroes both drive the story, rather than make one become the other's bolster or attachment. They should have their own character arc and hero's journey, and the two journeys were interviewed together, which makes the dual protagonists can't leave each other. They usually become frenemies in the final. To make this love-hate relationship dramatic, we always try to set up an obvious distinction between the two heroes, whether their styles or their concepts. Let them fight against for the opposite goals, so that they can crush over everything directly or indirectly through the whole movie. In Warrior, Tommy stands for absolute strength, Braden stands for strong will. This is an apparently different styles to distinguish these two brothers, and make us care more about Brandon because he stumbles to the final as an underdog, while Tommy seems just like a one-punch man with grudge. He defeated any rivals easily. The most attractive thing is the deep reason why the dual protagonists have to conflict. Generally, it's due to their diametrically opposite values. Their goals are contrary, and they want to use their own way to achieve it without any negotiation. Tommy and Brandon lived in a broken family in their childhood. When they grow up, they have different problems to be solved, and the MMA bonus is a good solution for these two fighters. Tommy needs win to fix the mental world by the war, and Brandon is for his family, which is a little bit like a Cinderella man. Despite most of the time the two heroes are contradictory, they always have a relationship to bind them. Tommy is so resentful because in the most difficult situation when Tommy and their mother left their shitty, alcoholic, abusive dad away, Brandon as the older brother didn't follow them. Cause Brandon has his reason. He couldn't leave his first love, who is his wife now, from the hometown. The author said a family tie linked the two heroes to establish the more complicated conflict, which is not just simple the weak versus the strong. It's absolutely double suspense. That's why we chose to write the dual protagonists script. This is a pretty good way to build character and explore their mind. It can make your character come alive. It's very emotional of Tommy to transfer his family affection into the core. He saw his fellow soldiers more like his brothers than Brendan. And Brendan explained that he was 16 at that time, knowing nothing. He even didn't know their mother was sick because Tommy didn't tell him. It's understandable, the excuse is pretty rational. In practice, all the characters of dual heroes can be roughly divided into two categories, rational and emotional, because almost everyone has these two kinds of nature at the same time, which make people empathize and understand the heroes readily. Rush is a good example. James Hunt, the racer who would rather die to win the tournament for once. He is so reckless and bold to do whatever he wants, regardless of the consequences, because he lives in the moment. In contrast, Niki Lauda is family-oriented and practical. He considers a lot. In his opinion, it's worthless to win the race at the cost of life. In the Prestige, Burden can sacrifice himself to pursue the perfect magic, and Angier don't want to change himself to pretend someone merely for the trick. But his mind reverts completely after Burden made his girlfriend dead. The interesting thing is the love life of two protagonists is quite different. Usually one is in a steady married life, the other moves between several lovers, either getting deeply hurt or something. Niki Lauda has a gorgeous wife. James Hunt always hooks up with girls. Andrew and his girlfriend had been in a sweet love at the very beginning. Unfortunately, it was destroyed by Burden. Nevertheless, Burden's love life is much worse. He made his girlfriend confused which one is real him. Under the tremendous mental pressure, she commits suicide at the end. In the face-off, due to the loss of Little Song, Sean devoted himself to the work, which led to the tension he was in with families and colleagues. The antagonist Caster is dissolute and has no family values to anyone except for his brother. When their positions switched, Sean found the love from Caster's song, and Caster even wanted to live a normal family life with the opponent's families. So, if you want to create dual protagonists, you're supposed to find a philosophical conflict, which is worth to expand into a story. This kind of conflict is complex. You can't say which side is right or wrong. Both of them make sense. In that case, the two protagonists can fight for their philosophies. Their actions are derived from their beliefs. In the ping pong the animation, the two heroes Smile and Pickle, they represent talent and diligence separately. It comes up with a philosophical paradox to debate. Which is more important for the youth to succeed, talent or diligence? This is something we've all thought about and experienced, which enhanced the empathy of audience. Actually, I think these two traits are not invariable. They can convert in a person from time to time. Sometimes something that doesn't intrigue you can change your life when your mind changes. So another point of dual protagonists is conversion. You should make your heroes converting during the journey, no matter growing up or destroying themselves. In The Departed, I think this is upgrade of Face-Off. The conversion of heroes are very interesting. After he got promoted and graded as a hero, he began enjoying this bureaucratic life and would like to be a normal cop, step by step. Billy, initially, he is reluctant to do the undercover work, but due to his background of Irish mobster, he has to do if he wants to be a cop. After his superior Quinlan died in front of him, he changed. He knew he had to finish this work for justice. Scripts. And it's harder for the dual heroes script relatively, because you need to balance the scenes of two protagonists and make the conversion reasonable. As long as you get into the minds of your heroes, this convention happens spontaneously. So here is my opinion about how to write a dual heroes script. Maybe these instances can give you some inspirations when you write this type of script. If you have your point of view, please leave comments down below and subscribe me to give some advices and help me improve my English. See you next time, bye bye!